Out to my boy Foggy Lens, aka Foggy Lungs, for directing videos. Make sure y'all check him out. Foggy Lens, aka Foggy Lungs. My kind of guy. D-Block, yeah. Ghost told you so.
Are you afraid of the press?
He's gone. I'll say it right now. You guys want to bring that stuff up, and then think we're not going to have a conversation.
Have the discussion.
Like you think Ye's going to come in here and say, "Here's my pain, here's my suffering." I'm going to say, "I hear you," and then he's going to say, "And it was Jewish people," and I'm going to be like, "Okay, but don't you consider?" It's like, I'm not going to do this. I refuse.
Go, make sure he's cool.
All right, go for it. Luke and I will have a conversation.
BBN Jack Frost. I saw I had to like tape over the cameras over here. BBN Jack Frost. What's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. We got a dope ass conversation that we're gonna have today. And first of all, this conversation that we're gonna have is if you are a content creator and you do interviews, you should probably want to hear what we have to say during this conversation. I'm gonna be inviting people up. I'm gonna put the invite on right now. I don't know who's available or not, so you might be available right now. We know a lot of people are at work. You might be available a little bit later. I would like to hear from a lot of people. But the first thing I want to say is this: I am not here to argue with you. If you want to come up here and you want to discuss what we're talking about, please do. I want to discuss the topic with people, and when we change the topic, I want to then discuss those topics. I'm not here to come up here and argue with you. All right, that's not the content that we create over here. I understand that that's the content that other people want to be a part of. I don't want to hurt your YouTube experience. So I just want you to know that that is not the type of content that I'm attempting to create. I don't want to just be arguing with people all day. It's just, I don't really care for that. With that being said, Kanye West walks out of an interview, and I want to have a whole conversation about this. And just so we can be clear, I am not here to say that I'm co-signing anything that Kanye West is saying in that interview. I'm not saying that he shouldn't have walked out. I'm not saying that for all intents and purposes that the people should not, that the person that was doing the interview shouldn't have had pushback. But I want to explain something in this conversation real quick, and this is the first thing that I want to show you before I even put Kanye up there so you can see whatever the hell he was talking about that they wanted to do pushback. Listen to what he says.
Are you afraid of the press?
He's gone. I'll say it right now. You guys want to bring that stuff up, and then think we're not going to have a conversation.
Have the discussion.
Like you think Ye's going to come in here and say, "Here's my pain, here's my suffering." I'm going to say, "I hear you," and then he's going to say, "And it was Jewish people," and I'm going to be like, "Okay, but don't you consider?" It's like, I'm not going to do this. I refuse.
Go, make sure he's.
I want to explain to you what's going on here. Okay, so when you have a platform, you have to keep this in mind. When you bring people onto your show, they have the right to say whatever they want to say. Right? They have the right to say that. We're not here to say you can't say that thing, right? Unless, let's say, we're having a conversation about something specifically, and then we're talking about that topic, and we're like trying to stay on topic. But if we're just interviewing you, and we're interviewing you for your perspective, and we're interviewing you for your opinions, and we're asking you questions, and by you answering these questions, you are then saying things that we don't agree with as a platform, there is supposed to be pushback. And just so we can be clear about that, even if it's something that we do agree with, then there's supposed to be encouragement. Then we're supposed to have follow-up questions one way or the other. If it's something from whatever the perspective is that our specific entity takes on, our media entity takes on whatever the topic is in your specific reply, what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to have pushback, or we're supposed to have encouragement, because that's what follow-up questions are. I just want to be clear about this. What he's saying is that Kanye West came on the platform, said something, and then when he did what his job was, gave pushback, Kanye West then got up and left. Now, I want to rewind for a second. Do you remember the Drink Champs interview? Do you remember what Nori said? One of the things that Nori said during the Drink Champs interview is that he said, "Yo, look, I didn't want Kanye to leave. We had the impression that if we pushed back too much, Kanye was going to leave. We didn't want Kanye to get up and leave." So I just want to reference that was an actual fear that Nori had, and a lot of people believe that Nori should have just let him get up and walk out. Don't get it confused. And there are people that also believe, well, he probably wouldn't have walked out. Now we know he would have walked out. So that gives that whole entire interview different perspective. Now when you look at that Drink Champs interview, I think that just to be fair to Nori and to be fair to Drink Champs, you have to kind of look at it really through the perspective that he had them, for all intents and purposes, hostage. Right? They were speaking to him in a manner that they knew that if they said something that he didn't like too much, he was going to walk off of their show. And that's something that they did not want to happen. So I think that we need to give Nori a little bit more credit for the interview that he did do. I think that he needs a little bit more credit for that. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Now, with all of that being said, let's listen to what Kanye actually said real quick.
Rich people say it's the Holocaust, this happened, and you can't say anything about it. We can't take their pain away. No one's going to denounce the fact that they tried to lock me up. That's what, because every time I'm just holding stride.
False equivalencies is happening, and that's what I think some people have a problem with. I don't understand the connection, but maybe there is one, but I don't understand it personally. Let's go.
And it's like, I thought I was more Malcolm X, but I find out I'm more MLK, because as I'm getting hosed down every day by the press and financially, I'm just standing there. And when I found out that they tried to put me in jail, it was like a dog was biting my arm, and I almost shed a tear, almost, but I still walked in stride through it. Yeah,
I think they've been extremely unfair to you.
Who is they though? We can't say who they is.
Corporate
can we?
press. I'm not using the. I don't use the word as the way I guess you guys use. I'm talking.
It is
about
them though, isn't it? I mean, because
no.
because when you think about it, consider it. In 2018.
What do you mean it's not?
What do I mean? Like, okay, so how about? Are you leaving?
Okay, so I just want to be clear on something. Can somebody explain to me why he got up and left? That's the first thing. Can somebody explain to me why he got up and left? Okay, I don't know who these guys are, but these guys right here, they're great media. You need to have a guy to play off of. All right, and you need to have a person that you play off of. That was great media. Did you just see what just happened? That was great media. I don't know who those guys are. That was great media. What happened was they have to have the perspective of the pushback. What did I just tell y'all? I said that you have to have the person that encourages the conversation. It depends on what the perspective of whatever the media agency is, whether the interviewer is going to encourage the conversation or whether the interviewer is going to give the conversation pushback. You understand what I'm saying? So initially, Homeboy gave pushback. Why? Because that's what their media organization, that's what how they really feel. But in order to be able to keep the interview going, this is what Kanye probably got up. In order to keep the interview going, they also had the other person then there that was going to try to argue the side that Kanye was on. But in reality, what they was probably going to do is give not a good argument on one side and a really great argument on the other. In any regard, Kanye did not like this. Kanye got up and left. I don't know if Kanye should have got up and left. And I don't think they did anything wrong in the way in which they did their media. I just want to be clear about this. So if there's something that anybody else gets from this, let me know what it is. I don't know why Kanye got up and left. I think that the way in which they were doing the media is actually the appropriate way to do it. They were allowing their guests enough leeway to be able to get their point off, and they actually even had somebody that was there helping the point come out. Why they had another person that was giving pushback, so they then can't be held accountable. I don't know what to tell you. That's, I mean, legally they're covered, right? I mean, obviously legally, but I'm saying like, even in the court of public opinion, that's what I'm saying. They're covered. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know how much more fair you could do that. If somebody has a different idea of how that could have been did a little bit more fair, or do you understand what the actual issue was, please let me know, because I don't know what the issue was. Just so we could be clear. And this is what happened directly after that when he just decided to get up and walk out. I'll show you right quick. Hold on. I didn't understand why he got up and walked out. Listen to what dude in the blue shirt says.
Corporate press. I'm not using the. I don't use the word as the way I guess you guys.
See, Kanye is trying to get them to say a specific thing, right? But they're not saying a specific thing. Why? Because I wouldn't say a specific thing neither. You're saying this press, that press, but if I recall, there were a lot of black people that came out and spoke out against you. So even if you're saying whoever's is pushing, still there are a lot of different people that came out and spoke opposite of what Kanye is saying. So just in regards of if you're going to say the media, that would be more accurate. Just the way I'm looking at it. I want to know how y'all guys' perspective is.
I'm talking
it is
about
them, though, isn't it? I mean, because
No.
because when you think about it, consider it.
Look, you see, one of them said it is them, and the other guy said no. Now they're gonna have whatever the conversation is that they had in the freaking green room, like whatever the green room. You know, when they're getting their show together before the actual guests get there, and they decide how they're gonna do the show. Now they're gonna have that part of the show come up, and this is when Kanye gets up and decides to walk out.
In 2018.
What do you mean it's not?
Look,
what do I mean? Like
he even started bringing dates. Look, tell me where I'm wrong. Look how he just got ready. He got all the way prepared. He's about to kill it. He's ready for this.
In 2018.
What do you mean it's not?
what do I mean? Like okay, so how about illegal?
All right, so look, this is Kanye walking out now. Check this out.
Are you afraid of the press?
He's gone. I'll say it right now. You guys want to bring that stuff up, and then think we're not going to have a conversation.
Have the discussion.
I want to be clear about something. Okay, so I'll give you a good example. This happened on our show last night. So somebody came on to the show and said that they had an opinion, right? But they wanted to be able to state their opinion, but they didn't want me to do any pushback at all. That don't make sense. That would be then me saying whatever that they were saying, we're co-signing. You understand? So if you go on a media platform and you say something and that media platform don't agree with what you're saying, there is literally supposed to be pushback. You understand? Because we don't agree with what you're saying. So we're supposed to already be ready to have this conversation. You understand? You don't go on a media platform to just say whatever ridiculous thing that you want to say, and then the media platform just says, okay, whatever. Give you a perfect example. Go watch the Snow Billy interview that we did. The Snow Billy interview is probably going to give you a great example of somebody telling me something that I do not 100% agree with or believe, and the way in which I handled it and allowed for the individual to continue to tell their story without feeling like they were being ridiculed or feeling like their feelings weren't being appropriately catered to. So that's what they were attempting to do here. The thing is, I'm pretty sure that Kanye West was trying to do something, and them doing that wasn't going to help whatever his agenda was or whatever the hell was going on in Kanye's. Or was he going con crazy? Hold on, I want to put a question in here. Who thinks Kanye was just going con crazy? I just want to know, and you know we don't really like throwing the word crazy around, but I mean he does some things that people consider to be crazy. So I want to know, was he going? Do you think Kanye was going con crazy? I want to know. Also, we inviting guests up. Now, once again, what I was trying to express, when somebody comes onto your platform and they're saying something that you do not agree with, as a platform, you're supposed to express that to the guests while they're there. You're not supposed to just let the guests say whatever they're saying. I'm going to tell you a time in which I probably didn't do this appropriately, and people are still pissed off about that. Somebody came on the platform. They said something about a person, right? Yeah, I would definitely do that. Why wouldn't a media outlet do that? I think a media outlet would do that. That's why you don't mess with a media outlet. What are you talking about? Go check out people who do things to media outlets and check out how the media outlets do all the. Yeah, go check it out. What are you talking about? That's literally what media outlets do. You didn't know that? Just so you know. Okay, let's get back to it. So, I want to be clear about something. Right? I want to be clear about something. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. When Kanye walked off of that interview, because we want to talk about Balenciaga, I had heard other parts of that interview where he was making extremely great points. So let me just say something real quick, right? Shout out to DJ Science, salute. So let me just say something real quick, because he was making great points. Let me just say something real quick. Why is no one talking about Balenciaga's situation? Kanye did go con crazy. Those $1 billion. Gave me $500 million, right? He did go con crazy. We're not gonna with that. He did, right? Kyrie Irving just reposted some shit. Kyrie Irving is one of the most philanthropic rich people. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not even gonna say athlete at this point. He just understands he can't take it with him, and he loves giving it away. He's dope. And they were going to take everything from him because he reposted a book. I want you to understand this. A book. But nobody's saying nothing about Balenciaga. So where's the Charles Barkleys of the world? Where's the Shaqs of the world? Where they at? Are they going to say because it's a white kid? Because that would be racist. Oh, that was a white kid in the photo. So, you know, it don't apply to us. We're going to let the white people talk about it. That would be racist. Is that what they say? That we're not supposed to care about the kids unless the kids are our demographic? Is that what they say? I hope that's not what they're saying. I hope nobody said that to you. I hope nobody laughed to you. Like, oh, man, it was just they had the white kids, so we don't care. I hope that wasn't anybody's perspective, right? I'm just saying, I hope that wasn't anybody's perspective. That would be insanity, right? In any regard, let's look at some stuff real quick. Kanye walked out on the interview, but he did say some other shit. Let's see if we can find something on YouTube real quick. Somebody said they were trying to criticize me the other day. They was like, yo, Jake Cruz, what they said? So they was like, yo, so Jake Cruz, he just be bringing up articles on YouTube. Like, have you ever watched the YouTube channel? That's literally what everyone does. You're just complaining and I'm doing stuff that everybody else is doing. Is that what we doing? God dang it, hate is crazy. What we got? Kanye, right? That's something like that, right? That was a month ago. That wasn't it. He's walking out of interviews left and right. That's the Piers Morgan interview. Kanye, like, you know what? These interviews, I really don't want to stay in them. Walks out of interview timeline, real life. This is what we actually have, I think. So hold on, because we got about a minute and 20 seconds or some shit like that. Probably a little bit more. Probably a minute and about 40. Okay, here we go. I don't want the part where he's just storming off. I want the fucking conversation. Where's the actual interview? What's the page? Tim Pool, right? I'm gonna start doing reaction videos to this bullshit. Part of my language. How many minutes is this? I only got 9 views. I can't be. There's gotta be something wrong with that. It's a short, so that's too short. Anyway, so I haven't found anything that I would actually look at to pay attention to. So we're not even gonna do that. We'll pull up the screen over here. Let's see if we can get written press, right? Let's see. Sheesh. Oh, here we go. New York Post. Let's see what they got to say real quick. Because I promise to you, they're not going to talk about... the reason why we're pulling this up, just so we can be clear, is because I want to show you that they're not going to care about Balenciaga. They're not going to care about none of the others, nothing else that he said. So that's why you got to pay attention to what press you pay attention to. So, like, okay, so when I was growing up, and salute that I found the Post before anything else. Now, the Post is a reputable news source. I'm not trying to discredit them. I'm not trying to speak negatively about them. I just want to say something so you can understand that this is the Post. The Post used to be owned by Rupert Murdoch. I'm pretty sure he still owns the Post. The Post used to be owned by Fox. Remember how Fox News? Think about Fox News. Now you got the New York Post. Copy? They were both owned by the Murdoch family or whatever they are. Look how they start the damn... God dang it. Look how they start the sentence. No respect. So, I mean, so we can't even... I can't really take this... Whatever this... what the hell? So, Disgrace, Stormdorf said interview podcast with Tim Pool on Monday. After the host pushed back, like what word do I keep using? What word do I keep using? Hold on, can we see something real quick? Because people keep saying I don't know what I'm talking about, right? What word do I keep using? I'm just saying. Jack Frost, the guy that don't never know what he's talking about, but consistently know what he's talking about. Y'all pay attention to the people that keep questioning everything that I say. To come in here, I feel like, I don't know what to tell you. To come in here, I feel like it's a setup, like defending. I'm literally going to walk the F off the show. If I'm sitting up here, have to, talk about, you can't say it was Jewish people that did it. West says moments before taking off his headset and storming out. Well, West wanted the one specific dude to say it. Now, this is what I'm assuming. Thinking about this, obviously we don't know, but this is what I'm assuming could be something, just so we could be clear. I wouldn't be surprised if he said that he would say it on the show. I wouldn't be surprised if he said he would say it on the show. And then when the opportunity came, since he didn't say it right off, maybe that's why he got up and walked out. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, I wasn't there. I haven't been planning anything with these dudes. I don't have the slightest idea what's going on with these guys. But like I said, hold on, let's look. There's no real reason for him to have walked off. They had a dude that was already co-signing what he was saying. Look, there was no real reason.
When I found out that they tried to put me in jail, it was like a dog was biting.
And once again, he keeps saying they. So when he keeps saying they, we're going to assume that's the reason why he wanted the dude right then and there to say a specific thing, so he could attribute that person is talking about them. You understand?
My arm, and I almost shed a tear, almost, but I still walked in stride through it. Yeah,
I think they've been extremely unfair to you.
Who was they though? We can't say who they is.
Corporate press. I'm not using the. I don't use the word.
You can't say who they is, can you?
As the way I guess you guys use. I'm talking.
It is
about
them though, isn't it? I mean,
once again, he didn't say who it was. He's just saying them.
Because because when you think about it, consider it. In 2018.
What do you mean it's not?
What do I mean? Like, okay, so how about, are you leaving?
The Jewish people say it's the Holocaust. This happened.
Do you understand? So he's trying to get them to co-sign him to speak. But as media, we're not supposed to do that. You do understand that, right? Like as the media. So let's say you come on my platform, just so we can be clear. I want to explain to you what Nick Cannon did wrong. Let's say you come on my platform and you are saying something that I 100% agree with. You want to know what my job is actually to do? My job is actually to encourage with pushback. You want to know why? Because that thing that you're talking about, I can't say that our organization stand behind it. So I'm just teaching so much right now. So my job is to encourage with pushback. It's something that I agree with. So what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to give you all the bullshit ass reasons that people go against whatever this thing that people are talking about. I'm supposed to supply you with that because those are softballs. You're gonna knock them right out of the park. You feel me? Boom. So that's what you're supposed to do. So just so we could be clear, they didn't do anything wrong. You understand? And you're supposed to have pushback. Even if you're encouraging certain dangerous materials. So Kanye West, wanted these dudes so much to not say media. He wanted to attribute it to a certain part of our society. These guys was refusing to do that. I'm assuming that before the interview began, there was probably some kind of back and forth that these guys had, some kind of acknowledgement that there's a good chance that what will happen is, you know what? We're gonna we're gonna say, or we agree, or some of these we're gonna give certain concessions, and then they didn't. You understand? You gotta so I once had a person want me to come on here and say something once, right? They said, "Yo, Jack, we will, this is thing." So they gave me some scoop, big scoop. So they said, "Yo, so Jack, this is the scoop. Boom, say it." So I was like, "Nah, I'm not saying nothing." I said, "I'm not saying that." I said, "I need proof." You don't got no proof. If you don't have no proof, I need somebody that's gonna say it. You understand what I'm saying? Because I can't say it. I can't say that. What the hell are you talking about? You just want me to say something with no proof. You just want me to go on what you're saying. So give me something. They couldn't give me nothing. All they could say is, "Okay, so we got the person that it happened to. We'll let you talk to that individual." I said, "Okay, not a problem." So what happened is I talked to that individual, and after I talked to that individual, they co-signed it. They said, "It's the thing." So I said, "All right." So what I'll do is I'll say it, but somebody has to come. Somebody has to come on the platform at one point or another, and I have to interview them on this said topic, because this is just not something that I could just say if you give me proof, and the only proof I have is a person. So shout out to the Art of D class. All right, so basically this is the point I'm trying to make, just so we can be clear. I'm sorry, I just read something. I probably wasn't clear on this, so let me just, this is something that we've already spoken on. I just want to make sure that I'm clear on this, because I might not have it. I believe that the guy, Kanye, got up and left because Kanye wanted them to specifically say a certain demographic of people. I'm not just trying to throw that say their name because the algorithm. You understand? So they wanted them to say a certain demographic of people. In order to say this, the reason why he wanted them to say this is because he wanted to attribute them to negativity. So he said something that was negative, and he said them, and he said the certain community's name, and then he was then trying to get the other people to co-sign what he was saying, and then to also say their name. You understand what I'm saying? They didn't do that. They said media in general, which is still correct, just so we can be clear. Because while Kanye is saying that he's being attacked through banking or through his businesses or whatever, that's not something that we can see and say that you shouldn't be, because of the things that are happening around you. It would make sense for these people to part their ways with you. You can't say that they're parting their ways with you because you're doing something, because you're breaking some unwritten code. They might be parting ways with you because now your brand is toxic. You understand? So there's that argument. So that's the point in which I'm trying to make. So that's why me, myself, when I hear that brands have dropped Kanye, I'm not mad, because I assume he wanted them to drop him because he specifically made his brand toxic on purpose. So I'm assuming he wanted to get dropped by some of these brands. As far as I know, he wanted to get dropped by Adidas. Kanye has how much money? You think he needs to link up with any sneaker brand? I mean, let's just be honest. You really think that he needs to do that? You think that he needs a fucking, part of my language, you think he needs to, when we went to LA Gear Sketches, do you think he needed to go to Sketches? Like, you really think, you don't think that was all act? That was all part of the show? That was all part of the show. You don't think that was part of the show? Why would Kanye need to go to Sketches, homie? I'm not even trying to be disrespectful. Just because I'm curious, how much is Sketches worth? They're probably worth a couple of billion, right? What company owns Sketches? I guess that's the question. Who owns Sketches? I want to know who owns Sketches. What company owns Sketches, right? Sheesh. Owns Sketches, right? How do you spell it? Yes. Like that, right? All right. What company owns Sketches? I want to know which foot brand. The Greenberg family. I ain't got time for this. I ain't got time for this. I told you he was trolling. He was trolling. I told you he was trolling. Hold on. And look at the face they got there. Hold on. Could y'all see what I'm looking at? Hold on. Let me show y'all what I'm looking at. I told you Kanye was trolling. Hold on. Oh Lord, these are the guys that own Sketches. I told you Kanye was trolling. I told you. Anybody know why this is so funny? Am I the only one that knows why this is hilarious? So Kanye complains to the world that he has problems with a certain group of people. Then he gets dropped from his sneaker brand and just, for no reason, shows up to the Skechers company allegedly to try to get them to sign him. Kanye don't need anybody to sign anybody. At one point, he had $1 billion. Why would he need anybody's help to start a sneaker company? We got people starting sneaker companies on the internet. We got people with 10K followers, but they got a sneaker brand. Why would Kanye need Skechers? Then we go there to find out Skechers is owned by the Greenberg family. Now, with all due respect, we all know that if you got a last name like Johnson, right, there's a good chance you're probably black, right? If you got a last name like Mbakwe, you probably, from Africa, right? All due respect, we're not trying to be crazy. If you got a last name like Rodriguez, you would assume that you have some kind of Spanish-speaking dialect, correct? Like your ancestry, right? I'm right, right? So this person's last name is Greenberg. Look, that Kanye face as he going crazy. Kanye, man, I don't know what to tell you. I keep trying to tell you, some of this shit is just an act, yo. Is he going crazy? Do you think Kanye is just going crazy? 21 people voted. 19% said yes. 76% said no. 5% said almost. He's almost at that level. He's going kind of crazy. He ain't there yet. He's almost. It's gonna be there in a minute or two. Don't love it. Be right back. I'm gonna go to a commercial break. I love you guys. You guys are all the best. Be right back.
To my boy Foggy Lens, aka Foggy Lungs, for directing videos. Make sure y'all check him out. Foggy Lens, aka Foggy Lungs. My kind of guy. D-Block, yeah. Ghost told you so.
Yo, your man Kanye is bananas. I don't care what nobody say. You can't tell me no different. All right, so just so we can be clear, we're going to move on from this. Because I just thought about that. I said, why would he need to go to Skechers? Kanye had $1 billion at one point. You got dudes on the internet with 10K followers, and they got a whole sneaker brand. They got a whole clothing line. Like, clothing line, making the shit out of their crib. You understand what I'm saying? So with that being said, why can't Kanye have freaking his own whatever the hell? Then he just, okay, just for perspective, NBA YoungBoy was in his crib, right? And showed people his closet, which just basically looked like a house of its own, just so we can be clear. Kanye then goes and takes a whole bunch of clothes, which I'm going to assume is clothes that he wore at least once, so maybe he didn't, who knows. Rebranded them with his own Ye 24. Why did I just think about Kobe? And then sold them for $20 a piece. They were all Balenciaga. And then right after he does that, Balenciaga gets into this situation where they do the child thing. I want to say something. Is anybody looking at Balenciaga's previous ads with children? Is anybody looking at Balenciaga's previous ads in general? Is anybody going through Balenciaga's previous ads with a freaking fine-tooth comb to see what other imagery they have snuck in there that people have been chanting up and down about? And then the reality is it's not something that if you knew what it was, you would be clapping for. I want to know. Has anybody went through their freaking their catalog yet? Has anybody looked at anything else Balenciaga's been doing? Who owns Balenciaga, by the way? I'm curious. Curring. French base. It owns the brands Balenciaga, Bogata, Okay. So these guys right here own everything. Shout out to those guys. They're just They probably make everything in one place too and just send them out with different labels. Shout out to those guys. You're gonna be doing what I'm gonna be doing. You're all doing what I'm gonna be doing. Red Vestige. You're ahead of the game. You created the game. You're ahead of the game. You created the game. Holy on the foolishness. Alright, so these are the people Kanye warring with. I just want you, just so we can be clear. These are the people Kanye is warring with. And we all know Gucci has had their... All right, so hold on. So Balenciaga suing somebody. So hold on. Let's be fair to Balenciaga, right? Let's be fair. Right? Lawsuit, right? There's a Balenciaga lawsuit, right? Let's be fair to Balenciaga. Let's look at this real quick. Sues production company, boom. Let's look at this real quick. Let's be fair. French fashion brand Balenciaga has filed a $25 million lawsuit against a production company to hire it hired to produce one of its 2 advertising campaigns that have drawn condemnation online. The ad in question ran on Instagram and showed a purse on top of a document-strewn desk. One document in the background was a partially visible page from a court filing related to child pornography. Balenciaga on Monday confirmed the document was from a 2008 Supreme Court case, United States versus Williams, which held it not unconstitutional to forbid the post. Wait, what? Hold on. Let's see what we're looking at. Okay, so I'm more concerned with what happened. The reason being why I'm reversed. Oh, wow. So, wow. All right. So, wow. All right. So, according to the company's lawsuit, Balenciaga hired why would that even anyway? According to the company's lawsuit, Balenciaga hired an independent company, production company, North 6, and set designer Nicholas who this guy? Let's see who this guy is. See who this douchebag is. Let's see. Let's see all of his douchebaggery. Let's see what his douchebaggery is. Shout out to this douchebag. Shout out to him. This is the guy that decided to make that post. Look at his shoes. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying this is his shoes. That's what he's walking around in. This guy. I'm not saying that he doesn't have the right to wear those shoes. I'm not even saying that shoes don't go with that outfit. Okay, so this is the guy, just so we can be clear. This is the guy they're saying do it. And this is his art, apparently. Oh, this is incredible. This right here, I don't know if that's art or that's just how he was hanging out one night. You just can't tell with the way that this guy looks. He can be anywhere for everything. Okay, no, not that. Oh wow, he's talented. Yeah, he's talented as heck. I'm not putting that other image up on the screen. He's talented as shit, yo. Sorry. Oh, this is talent. Sheesh. He's a weirdo. Why do people? Because you got to be different, man. You got to be talented. You just got to be different. He got an eye. He's talented. This is his work. That's talented. This is incredible. That's talented. I'm sorry, I'm standing. See why I get work. He's talented. He's talented. I was gonna make jokes. This is him too. I was gonna make jokes. I can't make jokes. He's talented. Sorry. Okay, so I started out about to make jokes, but other than his shoes, I couldn't find nothing to go in on. But that guy's talented. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Who thinks that guy is talented? Drop some frost in the chat. I mean, we don't like him none. We do not like that guy. But he has talent. If you think that guy got any talent, throw some frost in the chat, man. Sheesh, that's talented. Anyway, both of New York to create the ad for the companies. So just so we could be clear, the reason in which why I'm expressing that this guy is talented, he is the type of person that Balenciaga will go to do their ad. You understand? Like, this guy is talented. They didn't go get some quack. They didn't go get some dude that just throws paint on the wall. They got a talented person, man. An ad for the company's spring summer 2023 collection. The North 6 ad included certain documents in the campaign photographs. Included certain documents in the campaign photographs, including an excerpt from a court decision upholding a criminal prohibition against child without Balenciaga's knowledge, claims the suit, filed late Friday in state court in Manhattan. Okay, so they filed it. For everybody that don't know, it's supposed to be for like $25 million or some shit. Here we go. So this is the statement that Balenciaga put out. I'm trying to get the whole thing on the screen for y'all. Okay, so we're not going to be able to get the whole thing on the screen. We're going to have to do what we do. All right, so this is the statement that Balenciaga put out. I don't know why that other sentence was so hard to read. Like, it sounds like the editor like chopped it up. Like, so that person might have wrote something and then the editor just chopped up the dang sentence, man. I don't know why it was so hard to read. We would like to address the controversies surrounding our recent ad campaign. We strongly condemn child abuse. It was never our intent to include it in our narrative. The two separate ad campaigns in question reflect a series of grievous errors for which Balenciaga takes responsibility. The first campaign, the gift collection campaign, featured children with plush bear bags dressed in what some have labeled as BDSM-inspired outfits. Our plush bear bags and gift collection should not have been featured with children. There was a wrong choice by Balenciaga. Combined with our failure in assessing and validating images, the responsibility for this lies with Balenciaga alone. The second separate campaign for spring 2023, which was meant to replicate a business office environment, included a photo with a page in the background from a Supreme Court ruling, United States v. Williams, 2008, which confirms as illegal and not protected by freedom of speech the promotion of child value. All the items included in this shooting were provided by I'm trying to avoid the algorithm. All these items included in the shooting were provided by third parties that confirmed in writing that these props were fake office documents. They turned out to be real legal papers, most likely coming from the filming of a television drama. So, first of all, I doubt the television drama needed those. Also, I want to know, sheesh. Okay, so when you create an ad for somebody, the first thing they do is they ask you, they want to pitch. So I had a dope ad idea. I can't tell anybody because I'm still going to use it for a brand that we had that I was dealing with at the time. People that was dealing with edibles. Incredible idea, right? Based around their product identity. So you have to pitch what you want to do. So when they tell me that they didn't know that they was going to have those specific beers in an ad with children, I'm saying that's pretty hard for me to believe. Also, before it went out, I think even right here, did they acknowledge that they saw the ad? It somehow got past their people. How does it get past your people, a beer that's in a BDSM outfit? How does that get past your people, that beer being with a child? Like, how does that get past your people? Like, that doesn't make sense. You understand what I'm saying? So, obviously, this is just legal mumbo jumbo, and they're going after these particular individuals because this is probably one of those situations where we know what you did, and if you would have got away with it, we would have clapped for you, but you didn't get away with it, so now we got to condemn you. Anyway, the inclusion of these unapproved documents was the result of reckless negligence in which Balenciaga has filed the complaint. We take full accountability for our lack of insight and control over the documents in the background, and we have done things different, and we could have done things differently. While internal and external investigations are going on, we're taking the following actions. We are closely revising our organization and collective ways of thinking. So, you know, everybody's probably going to have to go to what do you call one of those things? Like, you got to go to a meeting or some shit. Like, they like, yo, y'all got to go to, like, group counseling or something. We are reinforcing the structures around our creative process and validation. Probably the same thing. Steps to ensure that our new control mark a pivot and will prevent this from happening again. Once again, this had to go past people's eyes at Balenciaga before it was posted, right? We're assuming. And we're also assuming that they gave them a pitch of some kind when they told them what they wanted to do. So it's pretty hard for me to say, like, is everybody? What are you talking about? You're probably going to make people have to go do this bullshit that had nothing to do with this even coming out in the first place. People that wouldn't even have had any say-so is going to be sitting somewhere in a room. Okay, so I used to work at flat rate moving and storage. So there was a part where and this is probably when they labeled me that I couldn't stay there much longer. So we was having a union meeting, or we was having a meeting to try to get a union. So the way that the company works is, if there's an actual union there, they'll have to pay people by how much pay people better. And so they have to pay us. Okay, so the hourly wage was stupid low, and that's because you allegedly get a commission. Think about how a waiter works. Think about how that works, like how a waiter or a waitress works. But in this particular situation, they were giving us like the super bare minimum, and depending on what kind of job you get, then you get a commission off that job. So if you are a really good worker, if you had a really good team, you get the better jobs because they're going to send you to the better places. You understand? And then you're going to be getting bigger commissions. But in all said and done, everybody gets the same hourly wage. That ain't crap. You understand? I used to make maybe like $1,100-1,200 a week sometimes off of tips, and my check would be like $250 damn. You understand how that feel? You understand what I'm saying? Like you living off your tips. So we go to the job and we bust our ass and we do the best job possible. We just bust our ass. I don't understand. I don't know a way to tell you. So we doing one job, we getting 150 a piece because we're some of the best workers. So they're sending us to all the rich people. I moved Beyonce's closet. That's real talk. So I moved Beyonce's closet. They sent only foremen. They didn't send no regular workers. They sent only foremen. Her closet, by the way, is a giant studio. I don't even know what to call it. It's probably about the size of like 2.5 basketball courts, but large basketball courts, not small ones. Like the like large ones, not the official. It's huge. So I say all that to say this. So we're in the meeting. And while we're in the meeting, I'm busy bringing up valid points because I understand that if we don't get a union, we're screwed. But the company don't want there to be a union because if the company has to raise the wages, how much they pay us, that means that they're going to have to charge the pay us per hour. That means that they're going to have to charge their customers more money. And the reason why they was killing the market is because not just because they had good workers, but because they was able to what they were able to charge. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't just giving good, like really good experience, but also they're giving you top of the line service, and at the same time it's affordable. How you think we're moving people that's able to give us $250 a tip a piece? You understand? I'm moving a person, they giving me $250, that got $250, that got $250, that got $200 a tip. You understand? They giving me $300, that got $300, that got $300, that got a tip. You know, the job's only $1,200. You understand? So as far as that goes, the point in which I was trying to make, steps to ensure that they control the pivot to prevent from happening again. The point in which I'm trying to make is there's going to be the people that's going to have to actually go do these meetings or whatever ain't even going to be the people that made the damn decisions. So all of this is BS. The people that's going to have to go and isn't going to be the person that greenlit it. That person ain't going to be going nowhere. That person going to go on vacation. That's where that person is going. All of the people that greenlit it, they're going to be on vacation. The people that's going to have to deal with this is going to be the other workers. They're going to be going through all of this shit so they can show on the paperwork that they made everybody do this and they made everybody do that. The people that actually made the decision, there's no consequences for these guys. And on top of that, they're about to make $20-something million because they suing these other dudes. There's no consequences for them. My fault. I didn't mean to go all the way off the rails with explaining that particular point, but I was just trying to. There's no consequences. So this whole letter don't mean nothing. We were laying the groundwork with this organization who specializes in child protection. Really? Because remember what Gucci did. For everybody that don't know. Wait, we can show y'all real quick, right? Wasn't there a Gucci? Didn't Gucci get canceled at one point? Right? Didn't they? I don't know. I could be wrong, right? Didn't Gucci get canceled at one point? So this same company, right? This is the same company. Am I wrong? The same people own these guys, right? Who owns Gucci? Thank you for listening to me, damn phone. This company owns Gucci, right? So who else do they own besides Gucci? Look. This company, Kering, right? They own Gucci, right? Who owns Balenciaga? Same company. Same company. So now, am I still, you think I'm going crazy when I tell you that this letter don't mean anything? We want to learn from our mistakes. Really? Because I remember y'all guys made that other mistake. Remember this mistake? The Caring company? How is that something to get past? Like, how would they even think that was cool? The effed up thing is, this is the funny part, the super funny part to me. If they didn't put the red thing about the lips, that might have worked. That whole look might have worked if they just didn't. It's like they made something that was dope and then they deliberately made it racist. It was like, you know what? This looks like an incredible product, but I prefer the joke. This looks like an incredible product, but I prefer the joke. No, what the hell? You're trying to tell me that couldn't have caught on? Sooner or later, it would have been a whole headpiece. This would have been the freaking the Pooh Shiesty 2.0. They would have threw a whole headpiece on the thing over here. Or you would have been able to see was the eyes and the lips. This would have been the Pooh, and the lips would have put like a zip or something, or some Velcro or something. It would have been the Pooh Shiesty 2.0. You can't tell me this wouldn't have been a great idea. But instead of just doing a great idea, they decided to make it as racist as possible. Tell me where I'm wrong. Anyway, so apparently they're gonna learn from their mistakes. So when did this happen one more time? 2019. But apparently they're gonna learn from their mistakes though. So shout out to this company. They said in 2019 we're gonna learn from our mistakes. So we want to learn from all our mistakes. We're gonna learn from them. What year is it? 2022? Shout out to those guys. They said, fuck learning from mistakes. We ain't learning from no mistakes, you right bastards. We're gonna do the opposite of learning from mistakes. We tricked you. We never planned on learning. Anyway, a teddy bear bag ad should not have been featured with children. Okay, so you trying to tell me so nobody from Balenciaga saw this before it went out? You can't. I just don't believe that. This was a wrong choice by Balenciaga. Look, they even acknowledging that they saw it. Combined with our failure in assessing and validating images. Just so we could be clear, the one with the paper on the desk or whatever, if you telling me that slipped past you, I'm like, I don't believe you, but I'm like, all right, that's possible. I don't really believe you though. But you can't tell me you didn't see the damn teddy bear. You can't tell me. But they are taking responsibility for it. Shout out to that. The responsibility for this lies with Balenciaga. So they're taking full responsibility for it, and at the same time suing those guys. Hey, y'all want to talk about Trump yet? If anybody want to talk about Trump yet, put it in the chat. I got some Trump stuff to talk about, by the way. I got quite a few Trump things to talk about. Trump and Kanye things kind of go together. I ain't know he's gonna be on this Balenciaga shit this long. They put real legal papers in the damn thing. There's not even a reason for that. Everyone from Balenciaga was on the shoot and was present on every shoot and worked on the edit of every image in the post-production. That's what the dude's company is saying. What did I say? I got to start reading some of these things beforehand so I know what it's saying, so I don't be saying the same thing, so I could at least try to think of different things that could be thought of. Anyway, so this has all been blown out of context, and we are hiring a legal team to support Nick, in which no one has commented yet. So they're saying, just so we can be clear, they're saying that everyone from Balenciaga was on the suit and was present on every shoot and worked on the edit of every image. So wasn't I saying that you got to do a pitch? When you doing advertisement for somebody, you got to pitch. I said that, didn't I? Because who the hell was going to pay you a whole bunch of money to do advertisement for you and you don't even tell them what you're going to do? There's no telling how many millions of dollars these guys got from Balenciaga or whoever to do this particular campaign, right? So are you trying to tell me, I'm just asking for a friend, are you trying to tell me, pardon me, that they didn't know what was going to go out? They just said, yeah, we just going to pay you all of these millions of dollars. We're going to go over here, though. Never talk to you again. Because they're saying that they was there during every shoot, which sounds about right. I want to know why celebrities aren't speaking out. Well, first of all, most of them work for Balenciaga, right? Or due respect? No disrespect. That's not even disrespect. Most of them work for Balenciaga, right? Most of them, if you go to most of their pages, they have ads, basically posts with them wearing Balenciaga, right? And I'm not saying that as in a derogatory manner, just so we can be clear. I'm saying that just as a matter of fact. Right? What? Well, Kim Kardashian came out and said a thing. Who do you think should come out and speak on this matter? I'm curious. Like, who do you think should come out and be like, yo, look, man, all of the things, we got to make this, it got to be different. Like, who do you think should come out and speak? I'm going to go to a commercial break real quick, come right back. I also want to put a little bit of these waters on so get this whole coffee zone going on over here. Going to a commercial break, be right back. Appreciate you guys. But once again, who do you think specifically should be somebody that should say something? I'm curious. People think that people should talk. I'm one of those people that think that people should talk also. Who do you think is the person that should be out here talking? We'll be right back. Going to a commercial break. We'll be right back. Oh shit! I didn't even know my mic came on. I'm over here coughing. So, never drink something too quick. Like what in the hell? Anyway, so also Jadakiss. I'm trying to read but it's too small over here. I gotta get it. But that was definitely the opposite of what I was trying to do. Jadakiss, December 3rd. He's gonna be up there in where is this gonna be at? Oswego Road, Liverpool, New York. They're gonna be having the whole show up there. He's gonna be up there performing with Rich Baby, Class Murder, Jacob Frugal, and does that say Denny? Denny! They're gonna be doing all of the things. I'm pretty sure you're gonna love it. It's gonna be a great show. December 3rd. Make sure that you pull up, get your tickets, get 2 tickets, get 3 tickets, give them out to friends. I want to be clear about something. Right, in regards to, and we want to move on because I want to say something about Trump real quick. So somebody brought up something. Zach Sigma said something about Trump, right? So hold on, I want to change this conversation over to Trump if you don't mind. If y'all want to continue to talk about how there is no outrage with the celebrities in this particular matter, like I said before, most of them work for Balenciaga. I really don't see any reason why many of them will come out and say anything. That's they will be hurting themselves and hurting their own bottom line at the end of the day. So, do I think people should come out and speak? Yeah, I think people should come out and speak. People should say a thing. But remember, you're saying a thing not against Balenciaga. Also, you're saying something against Balenciaga. You're saying something against Gucci. You're saying something against that brand. You're saying something against that brand. You're saying something against that brand. So a lot of these guys, they don't want to say anything. I don't know how we should feel about that because at the end of the day, Black people's spending power was like $1.6 trillion last year or something like that. So in reality, we should not need to be a part of any type of large brand if we actually gave support and so ourselves in our own community. Point being is, does it really matter if other races hate us if we love ourselves? Like, you know how people be like, yo, why do you care about what those other people think about you, man? Don't you love yourself? Well, why do we care what racists think and bigots think and people who want to prejudge us, prejudice people think about us? And because we should just be loving ourselves. We should be loving our own people. That's why I always want to speak about Black love rather than the Black death. So let's try to use that philosophy, right? And then people are going to be like, yeah, but Jack Frost, you got all those things going wrong in your life. How could you be able to tell anybody what to do? Well, one of the things that Wise Man says in like almost everything is that the trouble man is one of the best teachers of anything, because just to be honest with you, are you going to believe the person who was born with a bag of money on where you should invest your money at? Or are you going to believe the person who created wealth? Are you going to believe the person who's lost the bag, got back to it? Are you going to believe the person who was born with all of the money and was put in a situation where they couldn't lose? You know what I'm saying? So it's what you want to subscribe to. Also, before telling me that I don't know what I'm doing, make sure you know how to do the thing that I don't know what I'm doing. Is that fair? Rhonda from upstate New York said they call Kanye crazy, but he's Rhonda from upstate New York said they call Kanye crazy, but he'll lose money over his beliefs. But what about those other celebs who lashed out at him? Where the A-list rappers? Well, one of the things that people could do, but I don't think anybody is going to do, is if they're going to just start speaking out, they could just try to move closer to Kanye. But at this point, you don't know what might happen. A lot of times people look paranoid when they have been around a lot of people that they can't trust for a long period of time. You understand what I'm saying? And right now, you can look at Kanye and tell that he has a lot of walls built up because he has a need to have those walls up. And to just ask for him to take those walls down, that might be asking for him to put his life in jeopardy. So we got to first subscribe to trying to figure out if he could get into a situation in which way he could lower some of his defenses and lower some of his guard. Because remember, and just so we can be clear, what men you know dealt with the Kardashians and didn't come out of it where everybody think that they're crazy? What men dealt with the Kardashians that didn't come out of it and people didn't think had something went wrong with them? Tell me. Maybe Ray J, because it was quick, he got out of there early. But other than that, who? Even their own brother. So shout out to the Kardashians. I'm not dragging them. I'm not trying to talk shit about them. I'm not coming for them. I'm just saying, not a real shout out. But I'm just saying to say. Also, when I invite somebody up here, I'm not inviting you up here to argue with you. Copy? I'm not inviting you up here to argue with you. But if you come up on my platform and you say something that I find that I have to address, I have to address it. You can't tell me I can't address it. So if you want to come up here and you want to have a fun conversation, please do. But if you want to come up here and you just want to say insanity that people could then try to attribute to my platform, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Also, shout out to the ghost.
Shout out to my boy Foggy Lens, aka Foggy Lungs, for directing videos. Make sure y'all check him out. Foggy Lens, aka Foggy Lungs. My kind of guy. D-Block, yeah. Ghost told you so.
Rhonda from upstate New York says, people forget they are marketing geniuses. They know how to manipulate the media, including social media, to sway in that direction. All of this quiet and behind the scenes. That's why I never understand how somebody comes in, like somebody come up to me and be like, yo, I didn't know. Somebody told me something about you. I didn't know it wasn't true. And then I'd be like, well, all right, so what did they say? And then they'll say some shit. And then there'll be like some absolute absurdity. And then I'd be like, so why didn't you ask me about it? And then they'll be like, well, they told me not to ask you. Well, of course. If somebody lies, they don't want you to go to the places that you can find out how the lies is lies. Like, what in the hell? Anyway. What in the hell? Yes, that's how they manipulate the media and manipulate people. Remember, manipulators aren't going to speak with you out in the open. Manipulators are going to go behind the scenes and talk to people over here and talk to people over there. And that's what manipulators do. Manipulators don't directly talk to everyone. Like, that's crazy. Anyway. Yeah, all is quiet behind the scenes, that's a fact. All right, so can we talk about Dr. Fauci for one moment? Because this is why we're talking about Donald Trump. Can we talk about Dr. Fauci for one moment? Because this is why we're talking about Donald Trump. Can we talk about Dr. Fauci for one moment? Because this is why we're talking about Donald Trump. All right, so hold on. That's a fact. Rhonda says Kim K actually said that they was doing that Kanye actually did help her get into places that she previously wasn't wanted, apparently. So for everybody that don't know, every single thing that Dr. Fauci, okay, so I want to explain something. Hold on, let me see if they wrote this here, if we can find it real quick, or do I just have to explain it? Wall Street Journal. I'm gonna man. I don't have their subscription. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to see this. All right, so just so we can know, he held his position Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases since 1984. So he's been in this particular position for a shitload of years, just so we can be clear. It was dubious health device, Trump White House affected progress during the pandemic. Well, y'all remember if you was around, this was a podium contradicted. Do you remember Trump was basically saying that Fauci shit was wrong? Remember there was a point where Fauci was trying to lock everything down and Trump was like, nah, we don't want to do that. And people was going at Trump. Am I the only one that remembers that? Am I the only one that remembers that Trump did not want to lock everything down and Fauci and the Democrats were saying everything had to get locked down? Am I the only one that remember that? Do y'all know why they said we had to lock everything down, right? Because Fauci heard that that's what they did in China. That's the only reason. It had nothing to do with science. It had zero to do with science. It had nothing to do with any study. It has nothing to do with, it had nothing to do with how infectious the disease was or wasn't. It had nothing to do with that. Fauci literally the only reason why we had the lockdown in America is because they wanted to, because Fauci saw some shit in China. Literally, just so y'all know. So they said everybody had to get the jab, but comes to find out the jab doesn't prevent anything. It don't prevent anything. It don't help you fight nothing. It don't do none of the things that they said it do. I don't know what it does, so I'm not here to tell you what it does do. But it doesn't do any of the things that they said it did. It does none of those things. All right? It didn't help prevent the contraction, and it didn't help the spread. Help prevent the spread. Then why was they making everybody get it? Why is the state of New York now saying, look, for everybody that don't know, the state of New York is now saying this. The Supreme Court. Also, do y'all remember we had this conversation? Guess who was the YouTube content creator that said this was going to happen? Guess whose community said this was going to happen? Was anybody in a specific chat where we literally was saying that this was going to happen? That these people are going to get their jobs back because this is unconstitutional. You can't do this to people. Hold on. I can't stand that thing is on the screen. I can't get it off the screen. I don't know how to get it off the screen. What the heck? Anyway, New York City has set the tone when it comes to coronavirus vaccine mandates for workers. For example, it was one. Okay, good. Now can I get rid of this thing? Can I get rid of this? I want it on. Okay. What the hell? They don't just let you get rid of this. What is this? All right. Shout out to that ad because I don't own the page. I don't pay y'all guys no money. There we go. All right, so here we go. And they made us watch that ad. Shout out to that ad. New York City has set the tone when it comes to the jab mandate for workers. For example, it was one of the first major U.S. cities to impose back jab mandates for city and private sector workers. But now it looks like New York City could be setting a different tone for its workplace environment. In a recent case, the New York Supreme Court for Richmond County may have laid out a roadmap for unjabbed employees seeking to challenge jab requirements. It may also give clues to workers looking for ways to ensure their employment and jab mandates survive legal, whatever the hell, right? So basically, people were forced to get the jab. After those individuals came out and said that the jab didn't do any of the things in which it previously had proclaimed to do, that made it so that these people were forced to take something that they shouldn't have had to take. You understand? There's still a law in America that says that I forget what search and seizure. No, basically you can't force people to put stuff in their own body. You understand what I'm saying? Or you can't trick anybody to take anything against their own will. You understand what I'm saying? You can't do that. Like if you tell somebody that something is water and then they jump in the thing but it's not water, you can't then say, well, you should have knew it wasn't water. You told them it was water. That's not how that works. That's how Satan wants to say stuff work. If I lie to you and you believe me, it's on you. No, you lied. It's on you. Imagine how, you know how crazy that sounds? Like if somebody lied to you and you believe the lie, then it's your fault. Do you understand how crazy that is? I want you to just think about how crazy that is. A lot of what we going through in the world right now is based on that. I'm just gonna say that and keep it pushing. A lot of what we going on in the world is based on that. It's based on the belief that if you trick somebody or deceive somebody, whatever consequences that happens to them because you tricked them or deceived them is actually on them, and it's not. It's on the person who did the lie. If you believe in anything biblical, remember, Adam and Eve were both kicked out of heaven, but Eve was now birth is a painful thing, when as previously it wasn't for women. At least that's what the Bible says. Also alluding to there was more than two people on the planet before, besides just Adam and Eve. And that a rib wasn't a physical rib that they took out of her body, but yet it was just a distant part of the family. Anyway, that's a whole nother conversation about a different thing. I'm about hungry over here. What up, your boy Jimmy Belcher? Salute. How you doing, my brother? Hope everything is going well with you. I haven't been sending you anything because my birthday was last week, and this is just a slow time of the year for me in general. But I'm gonna have something for you soon. This is just historically throughout the course of my life, just been a slow time of the year. So just so we could be clear, everybody was dragging Trump when Trump went against Fauci. But now the actual scientists have come out and said what Fauci was saying wasn't true. So how are we supposed to feel about this? Yeah, Trump, after a while, Trump did support the getting the vaccine, pardon me, the jab. This isn't me saying, I just want to be clear about this. This isn't me saying Trump was saying don't get the jab. This is me saying we weren't supposed to be in quarantine. Think about all the things that America went through because we couldn't go outside. Think of all of the things that happened in America because we couldn't go outside. Think about how America has changed because we couldn't go outside. And the whole reason why we couldn't go outside is because Fauci saw something that they was doing over there in China. You know what they just did over in China? They locked people inside of buildings in China so they can't go home from work. You know what they do in China? They put nets outside of windows in China so when people try to jump and take their life, they can't, so they can send them back to work. Do you understand this? So Fauci went to this particular area and decided that the way in which they were handling the particular situation was the way that we was going to handle it in America. And then all the other places just started following suit to a degree. And that's at the Apple factory, right? Yeah, so this is Pardon me. Rhonda says, the shutdown hurt, but I kind of agree. I didn't like healthcare workers losing their jobs, not getting it. Do you understand how many people lost their jobs? We had a large portion of our country agreeing that people should take some medicine that nobody even knew what it was. The whole entire time, I'm somebody that just thinks that that's dangerous. So that's what I say. I think that that's dangerous. I grew up reading X-Men comic books, so I think whenever we have a large portion of society blindly believing something without any actual proof or evidence, there's an issue. And I'm not saying it's just because I'm black, so you're like, oh man, they're black people. No, I'm saying this is a lesson that I was literally taught reading X-Men comic books. Sometimes people just got a blind hatred, and there's nothing you could do. That's just the way it is. I'm gonna let y'all go. Oh wow, I forgot I started the show early today. We're not gonna go. Is there anything else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. We weren't supposed to have the lockdown. Rhonda said, people at my job got the jab and got the illness. It wasn't as severe as the first time. I lost a co-worker friend to it. Okay, so Rhonda stands behind the jab. Salute to that. Like I said before, I know what the people said. The reason in which and why everybody's in trouble now is because of what the people who actually created the jab has said. Zab the Sigma says, have you figured out a way to get your I would prefer somebody tell me this type of information in the DM, Zab. If we have anybody here that knows what he's talking about, I would love for them to pull up into the DMs and explain it to me, but I can't really talk about it right now because I don't even know anything about it. So this isn't something that I want to have a conversation I want to have live on my show. Appreciate you though. Oh, Rhonda says, I don't stand with the jab. I didn't get it. It's to say it wasn't true that if you get the jab, they will be safe. No, we're not saying that at all. That's what I'm saying. The scientists literally was saying that the jab didn't prevent you from contracting, and it also didn't prevent you from distributing, didn't prevent you from infecting. It did nothing. Like, I don't even know what it was allegedly. It just, cost money, I guess. I guess it just costs money. I have no idea. But I know this much, Zab. You could always start with you, and you could just unsubscribe, resubscribe, and then what you could do then is you can hit notifications and put all. You could do that. I mean, every individual person could do that. Is there anything else y'all want to discuss? I only put one. Put up another one.
Listen, there's gonna be days where you feel like shit. There's gonna be days where you feel like giving up. There's gonna be days where you feel like you have no support. Your friends aren't supporting you enough. There's gonna be days where you feel like people are just like giving you the blind eye. And I just want to tell you to keep fucking going, because it's always like that until it gets better.
Freaking yeah, so shout out to Fauci. He's going away in disgrace, I'm assuming. But even more to the point that I wanted to mention, just so we can even be more clear, something I want to mention. We didn't have to go into a pen. We didn't have to get locked down. Trump didn't want to lock us down. Copy that. So I just want to be clear about this. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. Lil Kim's supposed to be in court today. Let's see if it's being let's look and see if it's being if they have it up. I'll look at it over here. Hold on, somebody said live court appearance. I don't think this is a live. Hold on. No, that's just somebody talking. All right. I'm not looking for somebody talking. I was looking for if they had an actual the court. Nah, I don't see it. Now, I'm not looking for somebody talking about it. I was looking to see if they had the actual court. Nah, I don't see none. I think Kanye is trying to lean into, okay, so the last time Kanye went to be try to be the president, everybody thinks that he was trying to hurt the Democrats, but I never thought that. I mean, not really. And the reason why is because he's going after Trump's market. He's going after Trump's constituents. So I don't know if what he's doing right now is going to help him in this particular case, but I want y'all to understand what he is doing. He's literally going after Trump's constituents again, the people who will promote Trump. He's going after them. Aren't those are the main people that say some of the things that Kanye is currently saying about certain demographics? So, yeah, I could understand why Trump would not want to talk about Kanye and why Trump would want his people to believe that Kanye is crazy as Kanye could possibly be. That's the people who I believe he's actually going after. I don't believe he's going after black people. I don't believe he's going after, obviously, certain demographics. I believe he's going after that middle America white people. And I think that he's doing this and he's not trying to be president. Running for president gives you so many tax breaks. And if he announces presidency now, that means that he's going to be able to do so much funny tax stuff and money flipping for 2 whole years now, right? So you make so much money just by running for president. There's this dude used to run for presidency all the time. His name was Ross Perot. For everybody that don't know who he is, He was like a rich oil tycoon or some shit. His name was Ross Perot. He used to run to be a president all the time, and it'd be funny because he'd still be way in the race, and he's not in the race. The only reason why he's in the race because he's not running Republican or Democrat. He's running like something else. So he's there all the way to the end. He's a funny guy. Shout out to Ross Perot. Yeah. Oh shoot, he died in 2019. Shoot, I didn't even know that. So yeah, so he ran for the presidency a couple of times. Controlling interest in General Motors, 94, 92. He founded Electronic Data Systems. 88, angel investor Next, a computer company founded by Steve Jobs after he left Apple. Huh. Yeah, so this is Ross Perot. Also, okay, so hold on, just show y'all the whole presidency. Hey, presidential candidate. Just some rich dude. He used to just run for the presidency all the time because it used to allow for him to make money. Like you loan money to yourself interest free. Like the shit is crazy. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of these dudes that's running to be the president. Oh shoot, I didn't show you the screen. My apologies. A lot of these dudes that's running to be the president, just so y'all can, this is Ross Perot right here. A lot of these dudes that's running to be the president, right? They're not really, they don't think they're going to be the president, homie. They just running to be the president so they can get all types of different tax breaks and stuff like that. They're going to double their wealth. You understand? Especially the longer you're able to stay in the race. So Kanye is announcing he's going to run for president when? So he's going to be able to benefit off of whatever tax breaks or whatever that he's gonna get from the American government for 2 years now. Oh, Ross Perot served too. Lieutenant. So that's what I think. That's what I think Kanye is doing more than anything else. I think he's doing that to make money. You understand what I'm saying? Oh shoot, they waiting for. Do you got the link? Hey Rhonda, do you got the link to where he's supposed to appear? Do you got the link? I want to know where he's. Do they have a live that they're waiting for him to appear on? If you find it, please let me know. I know the right, and this probably don't exist yet. I know. You see that one person, but there's nothing there. He's just saying a thing and it says live, but there's nothing there. There's nothing there. If you see it, put me on the game. Appreciate you. Live Dallas Core Cam copy. I don't see anything live. So. I saw something live, but that ain't. I'm gonna click on it though. I absolutely hit just distracted sometimes. I don't apologize. I just see shit and be so interesting. Shiny things. Alright. Alright. No. So that just looks so creepy. Nope. So this is something else. That's not it. So yeah, I can't find it. Live Dallas court kid. What did I put? I put that. I couldn't find it. Anyway, I am all of the lunches ready. I'm just need to get some lunch going on. Sheesh. Hey, so I got to get this new program working so I can get back to making my videos that I be making. So I got to get back to making. So I can get back to making the videos I be making. Shout out to Reagan. Shout out to Reagan. Sheesh. The hell is that? Okay, yeah, I don't want to see that. That was tragedy. We'll go with that another time. A man accuses shooting at his family after a game of Monopoly went horribly wrong. That is just, I don't know what to tell you. People got to start looking. No, look, we got a lot of stuff going on in the world, y'all. Please stop looking at individuals as people being weak-minded and whatnot. Some people are at their breaking point. Stop looking at people like that. Look at, like, some people are at their breaking point, man. And they just running into more people trying to, like, push them over the edge. And that's how a lot of people's lives are. And we can't always tell who life is like that. For some people, they good at faking like they doing good, and they not. Yo, how they reviving 50,000-year-old zombie viruses talking about that was buried in the ice? I ain't got time for none of these dudes. I'm just gonna keep it stacked with you. What the fuck is this mouse doing? Is he trying to jump that bitch? He's trying to jump that bitch. So apparently that mouse is trying to escape, and the cat is just no, he can't escape. Apparently, he's just messing with him. Cat stuff. If the mouse just tried to rat, or the mouse or whatever that is, just tried to do an incredibly far jump, it did not make it. I don't know what to tell you. It did not make it. I'm about to get out of here. Everybody enjoy your day. Just go do something worth doing out there in the world, man. Just go make something positive happen. Do something worth doing. Be add advantage to know. Be something positive in the world. Try your best. We're not always gonna succeed. Sometimes we're gonna fail, but failing is part of the process, right? So go out there, try to do the best you can, and whatever it is that you're supposed to do, you're gonna end up doing. And however well you do, is how well you were supposed to be doing at that moment. So don't think too much about it. That being said, I love y'all. Have a beautiful day. Like, comment, subscribe, join the notification game. Hashtag Bronx Bones. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. That's all I got on this one. Oh, man.